take us higher, higher. Don't you know you're radiant like the sun? We can feel your fire, fire. Don't you know you're radiant like the sun? He will take us higher, higher. You're radiant. Oh, 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 oh. You're radiant. Oh, 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 oh. He will take us higher.
Good morning, Birmingham. Good morning, Birmingham. Today is Tuesday, November 29th. The time is 9:33 a.m. I call to order the regular meeting of the Birmingham City Council. This morning we have Dr. Doug Vu, pastor of Our Lady of Lavang Catholic Church, will lead us in our invocation, and I'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you all please stand. Thank you.
This morning I offer the prayer to the Holy Spirit, so we pray together. We stand before you, Holy Spirit, conscious of our sinfulness, but aware that we gather in your name. Come to us, remain with us, and enlighten our hearts. Give us light and strength to know your will, to make it our own, and to live it in our lives. Guide us by your wisdom, support us by your power, for you are God, sharing the glory of the Father and Son. You desire justice for all, enable us to uphold the rights of others. Do not allow us to be misled by ignorance or corrupted by fear or favor. Unite us to yourself in the bond of love and keep us faithful to all that is true. As we gather in your name, may we temper justice with love, so that all our decisions may be pleasing to you and earn the reward promised to good and faithful servants. You live and reign with the Father and the Son, God forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pastor Vu. We appreciate that prayer. At this time, Mr. Clerk, would you lead us in the roll call?
Councilmember Abbott. Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Councilmember Moore. Good morning. Councilmember O'Quinn. Good morning. Councilmember Tate. Good morning. Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Woods. All right. President Pro Tem Smitherman. President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Councilors, the minutes are not ready from June 21st, 2022 through November 22nd, 2022. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning to the council. Good morning to the public as well. A few notes, Madam President and council. First, a big congratulations to Ramsey Rams. Absolutely. The Ramsey Rams high school football team, that is. As you know, this past Friday, they defeated Pleasant Grove and now are headed to the 5A championship. Ramsey will travel to Auburn to play Charles Henderson for the state title. The game will be, again, this Thursday at 7 p.m. at Jordan Hare Stadium in Auburn. So Ramsey Rams supporters, as well as community of Birmingham who support our students, if you can, please attend. Another note, Madam President and Council, the uniform garbage trash carts. I want to provide another update. I plan to do this probably every Tuesday as we continue to share this new way of how we engage. The first phase of the uniform garbage carts distribution is now complete. That's 20,000 households. So on Monday, the automated trucks begin service for those 20,000 households. In addition to that, letters were sent to residents specifying their new pickup date, so that information is out. Madam President, did you get yours?
I got mine.
All right. But for citizens and residents who still may have concerns or questions, please email pickup. That's UP. Pickup at birminghamal.gov. Again, that is pickup at birminghamal.gov, or go to birminghamal.gov/pickup for any questions you may have regarding this. In addition to that, please remember to also text BHAM Ready. Again, that's BHAM Ready to 888-777 for updates about garbage pickup and other important city announcements. Speaking of, Madam President and Council, just a note from yesterday. I understand on the Budget and Finance Committee, before you, Director Yates presented the, new design. Maybe design is the wrong word to use, but system that will be put in place for recycling. So
Yes.
we as the administration, and hope the council is as well, is excited about this whole notion of opting in for recycling for our residents. As you know, less than 25% of our citizens actually recycle. I know as far as the council, probably there's several advocates on this body. I know Dr. O'Quinn being one, but I know personally Carol Clark loves to recycle and has been pushing, along with Pro Tem Smitherman and others, have been pushing us to do something for a more efficient system around recycling. So am I correct? It's before them today? So before this body today, I think that's actually on the agenda to pass. I know it came out of Budget and Finance. And so our citizens will have the option to opt in. And so for those who have an interest in or want to recycle, optimizing those routes makes that a more efficient system, not only for the resident, but for the city as well. Madam President and Council, World AIDS Day is this Thursday, December 1st. According to HIV.gov, approximately 1.2 million people in our country have HIV. About 13% of them don't know it and need testing. And so from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., the city of Birmingham will host a free HIV testing. It will include COVID testing out, as well as other vendors. So join as we bring about awareness and share resources. And for the remaining announcements, Madam President, they are really about upcoming events related to the holiday season. So I'll just list these. But before I do want to publicly acknowledge the council again, along with Coca-Cola United and other partners and sponsors who helped support this past Sunday holiday festival for our families and community. It was very nice. But there are several opportunities to get your holiday shopping done and bring your children out to see Santa. One being this Friday, December 2nd, the city of Birmingham will host a Better Together multicultural holiday festival from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boutwell Auditorium. Again, that's this Friday, December 2nd, the Better Together multicultural holiday festival from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Boutwell Auditorium. The event will feature live entertainment, line dancing, cultural activities and presentations, food trucks, giveaways, and local vendors, as well as please stop by and take a selfie with Papa Claus. In addition to that, later that day at the Boutwell is the Blackest Friday holiday shopping extravaganza. That is presented by the Modern Green Book in Florence, Alabama. This family-friendly event will feature black businesses, live music, gift wrapping, and holiday beverages, and that will be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then the following day, Saturday, December 3rd, Sloss Holiday Market will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again, that's the Sloss Holiday Market from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Sloss Furnaces. The market will feature of shopping, charity, and as well as a visit from Santa. And the last event, but not the least, also on Saturday, is the Christmas at Arlington from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., which will be at the Arlington Historic House and Gardens, located at 331 Cotton Avenue Southwest. There will be live entertainment, refreshments, arts and crafts, and a visit, of course, with the old jolly elf himself, Santa. So with that, Madam President and Council, please keep in mind these activities that you can share with your citizens in your respective districts and share with those families as well. Madam President and Council, that concludes the Mayor's report.
Thank you, Mayor Woodfin. We appreciate those communications, and again, look forward to the implementation and the rollout of the new garbage system this week. Did get a call from one resident. They had their pickup on Monday, and they talked about just how uniform, how beautiful the neighborhood looked with the uniform trash bins, and they were out and ready. So we look forward to that. All right, thank you. At this time, Mr. Clerk, would you give us the consent agenda?
Okay. Consent agenda starts on page 2 with item number 2. We skip over to page 8. We have items 5 and 6 on consent. Page 9, we have items 7 and 8 on consent. Page 10, we have items 10, 11, and 12 on consent. Page 11, items 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 are on consent, and we conclude with item 19.
All right, thank you. Councilors, at this time, are there any items you'd like to add or remove from the consent agenda? Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to remove item 8 from the consent agenda.
That's item 8 on page 9. Thank you. Councilor Moore.
I just had questions about item 2, 3, I didn't see where there was an attachment.
Normally, for Council, for your listing attachment for 2, for all those weeds, it's just normally the resolution itself. It's not, yeah. Now on 3, what is same this situation?
Same thing.
Same situation. Yes, sir. 19 as well.
Same thing. All right, thank you. Good question. Thank you. Any other items, Councilor Pro Tem?
I would like to remove item number 6.
Okay, that's item number 6 on page 8. It's been requested removed from consent. Thank you. Any other items, councilors? All items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation, they're indicated with a P, will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Councilors, if I could entertain a motion and a second for approval of the consent agenda. All right, this time
Councilor Abbott and Councilor Moore.
yes.
Voting should be open right about now. Okay, I'll reset it in a second. Councilmember Tate. Thank you. That vote should be.
All right, thank you, councilors. Those items that were listed as consent have been approved. If you're here for any of those items, your item has been approved. We hope you have a great day, and we'll continue with the rest of the agenda. Mr. Clerk, if you'll call up the first item.
Item 1, an ordinance amending the City of Birmingham zoning and the ordinance to include revisions to opioid replacement therapy treatment facilities, in addition of medical cannabis. The hearing of all supporters, case number CAC 2022-16. Motion, please.
Move the item.
Second.
Item before you come.
All right, thank you. I'll turn this portion of the meeting over to our Chairman of Planning and Zoning, Councilor Abbott.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Gambrell, will you read our case for us, please?
Yes, ma'am. Tim Gambrell, I serve as the Chief Planner for the City of Birmingham, and this is case CAC 2022-16. It is an ordinance that will affect the entire city, citywide, and it is an ordinance to amend the City of Birmingham zoning ordinance to include revisions to the opioid replacement therapy treatment facilities and the addition of medical cannabis facilities. The state of Alabama recently adopted legislation known as the Darren Wesley Atto Hall Compassion Act, codified at Alabama Code 1975-20-20A1, that authorized the cultivation, processing and sale of cannabis products for medical use by patients with a qualifying medical condition and a valid medical cannabis card. The Act requires that the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission to adopt rules that ensure safety, security, and integrity of the operation of medical cannabis facilities and protect the health, safety, and security of the public, thus heavily regulating all aspects of the medical cannabis industry, including dispensary operations. The Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission published its rules adopted pursuant to Alabama Code 1975-20A-53 on August 31, 2022, and will accept applications from October 31 through December 30, 2022. The Commission will deem applications complete and submitted on or about April 13, 2023, and will open a public comment period on or about April 14, 2023 to accept comments from the public on all pending applications, and may set a public hearing at the Commission's discretion before the issuance of the license on or after July 10, 2023. The number of licenses for dispensary facilities to be issued by the Commission is limited as follows: integrated facilities, up to 5 licenses, each licensee authorized up to 5 dispensing site located in separate counties. Dispensaries, up to 4 licenses, each licensee authorized to have up to 3 dispensing sites located in separate counties. A dispensary, including a dispensary under an integrated facility license, may only operate in a municipality if the municipality has passed an ordinance authorizing the operation of dispensaries within the municipality's corporate limits. On October 4, 2020, the Birmingham City Council adopted an ordinance to authorize the operation of medical cannabis dispensing facilities within the city of Birmingham, subject to the strict regulation and oversight of the Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission. The proposed text changes in this ordinance include the addition of definitions related to medical cannabis, the locations where the facilities will be allowed, and conditions related to the proposed uses. In addition, the text changes include revisions to opioid replacement therapy treatment facilities. At its regular scheduled meeting on October 18, 2022, the Zoning Advisory Committee voted to recommend approval of this ordinance change, and at a special called meeting on October 19, 2022, the Planning and Zoning Committee voted to recommend approval of this ordinance change. And those changes you will see attached, I believe, in your packet, additions highlighted in red and underlined, any deletions struck through. And that concludes the report.
Thank you, Mr. Gambrell. Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Madam Chairwoman, thank you. Good morning to you, and good morning to everybody again. I want to say a few words. One is that I appreciate the council as a body considering what's before you with this change. 2, I think this is an important and the right step. I think the key word is medical. The unfortunate truth is that there's a lot of disease and cancer and other forms of things that are hurting people in our community. And to have this additional form of option for medicine as it relates to medical care for our citizens in this community, or for anyone from the state of Alabama to be able to travel to our community to receive such option, I think it's the right progressive thing to do in medicine. So I wanted to state that for the record.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Are there, this is a public hearing, is there anyone in the chambers who would like to speak regarding these changes to the ordinance? Seeing no one, are there council members who would like to make comments? Dr. O'Quinn?
Thank you. So I'd like to speak to the opioid replacement therapy portion of this. I have to give my former colleague, Stephen Hoyt, some credit for raising concern whenever this zoning was passed for opioid replacement therapy clinics, which, essentially made it impossible almost to have these replacement centers. So I want to make sure that we're correcting that wrong. It should be obvious to everyone by now that a lot of the folks who have opioid addiction, their introduction to that addiction came through a doctor's prescription. And it just seems right to me that if that's the case, then you ought to be able to go to your doctor to get treatment for your disease, for whatever disease it is. And so having this concept of a specific location other than your doctor's office where you go to get treated for a disease just seems wrong to me. So are we addressing that issue in this change?
Yes, sir. So what we've done here, two things, is in the past, opioid replacement facilities were a special exception, so they would be forced to go to Zoning Board of Adjustment for approval as a special exception. And so we've changed in the permitted use table, all those uses are now permitted with conditions. And then, so that goes to the second change, is that the conditions that were required previously, most of those have been removed, except for one condition that requires them to meet the state of Alabama's law regarding that. And so in the mixed-use high, mixed-use downtown, C2, I1, and I2 district, they would be allowed as permitted with conditions, and the only condition would be that, they meet the state law. And so in the past, we had distance requirements for all kinds of reasons and things, and previously it was a special exception. And so both of those things have been cured with this amendment.
Excellent. Yeah, I think, it's part of our history that I think we need to recognize, was created it was othering, it was ostracizing people who had a disease, again, I don't think that that was the right thing to do. Applaud Councilor Hoyt for raising that issue when he did, and I'm glad that we're correcting it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Madam President, I believe we're ready to vote.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gambrill. Thank you, Councilor Abbott. At this time, councilors, we are ready to entertain the vote.
Councilor Quinn. Thank you.
Thank you, councilors. Item number 1 passes. Next item.
Item number 4.
Yes, sir.
Item 4 is actually being requested to be withdrawn. So we go to item 6, which was removed from consent. Item 6, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute for.
Excuse me, Mr. Clerk. Yes, Councilor.
I want to check on item 4. Who is requesting that to be withdrawn?
The mayor's office.
No.
I mean, the city attorney's office?
Yes, actually, our office, on what I spoke with you about, Counselor. Yes, we're requesting a 2-week delay.
Yeah, that's a different procedural action. But
So we're requesting a 2-week delay? The request is a 2-week delay.
What's wrong?
are you able to call that item up?
We're recalling item number 4 because the request
came back.
Yes.
And so it's their item, and
Yes, now there's going to be a motion for a 2-week delay.
Second.
so we're entertaining a motion now for a 2-week delay
Yes.
with the withdrawal request.
There is no withdrawal request now. It's just asking for a delay.
All right. 2 weeks. All right. Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
I made the motion
All right.
and Councilor Quinn second.
All right. Thanks.
Is that okay? Okay, at this time we have the request for a delay. Any discussion?
Out.
All right, we're voting. Did you have a question?
No, I guess next time, could you just give him a little heads up about that? I don't think he knew. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes.
are we on item 4 or 6?
I'm sorry, just for clarification, we're on item 4. There had been a request to withdraw the item. The item has been corrected. The request now is for a 2-week delay.
Got you. No, I was just asking because item 6 came up.
That's okay. Sorry. From the what we voted on. Okay.
I'm sorry. Let's delete that.
Let's delete that one and go over. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you for bringing that up. Let me, I don't need the original. Just give me the motion for delay again. Who made that?
The motion was made by Counselor Alexander and second by Counselor O'Quinn.
All right. Thank you, Councilman.
We're now voting on item number 4 for a 2-week delay.
I just had the wrong item.
That's all.
All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much. That item number 4 has a 2-week delay. Thank you all. Next
All right,
item.
should be item 6. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute for and as the act of said city in agreement with the Alabama State University and Alabama Agriculture and Mechanical University, under which the city will host the Magic City Classic football game at Legion Field for a term of 4 years commencing October 2023. The agreement may be renewed for an additional term subject to appropriation by the City Council in each corresponding fiscal year's budget, and the city will provide pursuant to Amendment Number 772 incentives and in-kind services relative to hosting the Magic City Classic football game in an amount not to exceed $1 million each year. Item is before you.
All right, thank you, Councilor Pro Tem.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure that we had opportunity to read this out loud, to dispel any rumors that are going on, and really to thank the administration for keeping it at Legion Field and really working with the presidents. So I just want to make sure everybody knew what was going on.
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, Madam Pro Tem, and Council, we collectively, not just the Mayor's office, but with the Council as well, and we all know the state of Alabama has the largest amount of HBCUs of any other state in our nation. I mean, any other state in our nation. In addition to that, related to just the attendance among HBCU classics across our nation, it is the largest attended. We know that has a ripple as it relates to positive economic impact. We actually look forward to sharing more details on that impact with you all and publicly. I think in addition to that, and continuing to speak with President Wims of Alabama A&M University and President Ross of Alabama State University, I think we collectively have a commitment to continue to grow this, make this the best HBCU Classic not only in the nation but in the world. And the city has a part in making sure it's successful. And so this investment has a sincere positive return for our citizens. And so I hope we all can continue to support it. And I'm glad that this contract is extended for 4 years, and I'm glad it's being played at Legion Field. And I want to thank the council.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Councilor Clark.
Yes, on behalf of the Park Board, I'd just like to thank the mayor and the city, my colleagues here, for supporting the Classic, and just shout out to the team at the Park Board for all the work they do to make the experience good for us. I know we've got a little something to tighten up on the gate, but we're committed to making the experience positive for everyone and keeping the field in good shape. So, thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Pro Tem.
Well, I actually saw this online, but HBCU Premier Sports said, what we already know is the number one attended HBCU game, and they said the attendance was 67,532 people. And that's not a small number, that we've been able to keep that number up for decades. And what's very interesting, my senior year at Hampton for my honors college capstone, it was actually about whether HBCUs were still relevant. And so I actually had to research all the HBCUs, and there have been a lot of HBCUs that have had to close due to lack of support, or we've learned about students having to transfer. I think this is much bigger than a party, right? So people think it's just a party, but it's not. It's really supporting the youth. It's supporting black students, supporting black engineers, black doctors, black politicians. And it's an experience for us. I mean, the city is like on 1,000 when we're at the Classic. And honestly, if you really think about it, I think the violence really has gone down the last couple of years for the Classic. You know, it used to be a time where you went to the Classic and you had to leave before the game ended. But, you know, I was okay, you know, last couple of years about it. So and also lastly, Councilor Tate and I have been talking about that. We also have to remember, we have 2 stadiums, right? We have 2. We don't have just Protective, but we have Legion Field. And if this isn't a message to every sporting agency, school, that you can have a premier football classic, sporting classic at Legion Field. So thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. All right, councilors, we're ready to entertain the vote.
All right, that vote should be up.
All right, thank you. Item number 6 passes, and we look forward to the continuance of Magic City Classic at Legion Field. Again, we just have to pace ourselves. This one almost took me out, so. Thank you all. All right. Whew. So we had to pace ourselves for the Classic. Yes, activities-wise. Thank you. All right, next item.
Item 8, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement with Rotware Incorporated in an amount not to exceed year 1, $491,254.60. Year 2, $303,495. Year 3, $327,894 for the provision of certain information technology solutions and services, including goods and services to optimize waste pickup routes, establish opt-in, opt-out system on recycling, and enforce accountability measures, which are being purchased in accordance with the terms of the HGAC contract FL03-21. Said funds shall come from the MO 103CP 416 recycling program. Motion, please.
I move approval.
Second.
Item is before you.
All right, thank you very much, councilors. As we spoke earlier about this is a resolution that will authorize an agreement with Routeware Incorporated, and it has some significant impact on the future of our recycling program. So if, Mr. Mayor, if somebody would just like to give us a rundown of what we heard in BNF yesterday.
Yes, ma'am. I am not the one, but Josh Yates, Director of Public Works, can wax on about this in a very great way. So,
good morning, Director Yates.
Good morning, Council President Alexander.
For public consumption, we just wanted you to give us a rundown of what we heard yesterday in Budget and Finance and how this system would impact our recycling program.
Yes, ma'am. So this Routeware system that we have before us today is actually a system that does quite a number of things. There are public education, outreach, and awareness components of this contract. There are tools associated with apps, a part of this contract for recycling components as well. It is a route optimization tool is the big component of it, where it helps us with our routes. Each day when we have drivers, supervisors leave, that's historic knowledge that walks out the door with them. This system in and of itself will create a iPad in the truck where anybody can sit in that driver's seat and know exactly the route that they're supposed to be driving. Anybody can get in there and go to the next house and the next house and the next house, and each one will pop up. It's an accountability tool for everybody, us, as well as the citizens we serve. When we go by the house, there is video of basically showing that we did our job or what was out there that may hindered us from doing our job. This software is used to create an opt-in and opt-out system for our recycling program. So basically when we get our data on the recycling and who wants to recycle, who is recycling, we can build routes around that so that we can make sure that we pick them up in an efficient and effective manner. Currently, running the city an entire day is a lot of waste and inefficient, and it leads to a lot of misses. So we get a lot of complaints on that. This is one thing that'll help prevent that and reduce the volume of complaints we receive. It is ultimately a tool that would help us build our infrastructure for the future, so that as we move on our bulk, our waste, or recycle all of our waste management streams, that we have the infrastructure to support us, but with routing, with accountability and efficiency measures. Consider this a tool, the infrastructure backbone for our actual fleet.
Madam President and Council, I want to publicly thank Josh Yates. He's not just here before you presenting. This was his idea. He led on this effort. We know the council has been holding us accountable. This is something you all have been wanting us to push to be more efficient in this form of service. This is an important service to the city. I know it's several of you all, again, I'm restating what I said earlier, you're passionate about it. Our citizens are passionate about it too, those who want to participate. I think we still have the education piece to do. Madam Abbott, I'm going ahead and challenging your saying out loud some of your thoughts in your head before you say something out loud. We're committed to the education piece as well. You all know my thoughts on how habits are formed and certain generations are locked into how they engage. And so we still want to figure out not just the education piece to our community as a whole, but we got to get the youngest generation piece right if we ever want to increase the percentage of people participating. It will be the next generation if we ever are going to advance in recycling in our community. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Councilor Quinn.
Yeah, so I was really glad that I attended the Budget and Finance Committee meeting last night, even though it went on for 3.5 hours. But I just wanted to make the point, even though that this item talks specifically about recycling, it came up in discussion last night that this is a total waste management solution, so it will apply to regular household waste, recycling, and brush and rubbish collection. The opt-in for recycling is just one piece of it. I did have a question about the funding source. So, as I recall, don't give me that look. The council, I think it was last year's budget, set aside, I believe, $300,000. Actually, I think we did that a couple of years in a row. So I'm not familiar with this particular line item. Can you go into more detail there? And are we preserving those funds that we had set aside in previous budget years?
Yeah, so basically, I'm sorry, Madam President.
Yes, go ahead.
So to answer your question, Dr. Quinn, basically we kind of put all that money together into one line item over the years for Mr. Yates to get to this point of developing a plan to optimize recycling and route optimization for just garbage collection. So over the years, yes, we have increased that budget by $200,000 per year to get to this point. So going forward for next year, we will, on year 2 of this agreement, we'll have that same line item fully funded to pay for the contract.
Okay, so the piece that we're missing now, I mean, this is definitely undoubtedly wholeheartedly this step in the right direction, and this is absolutely needed. But we also have to realize that we need those recycling hand carts. So, as we look forward to the next fiscal year and budget, we need to continue to address that need in our budget.
Yeah, we noted that this morning in our discussions with the mayor that we knew that the next step was trying to get to the level of having more recyclable cans, so we wouldn't have that waste when recyclable goods become wet and then becomes trash or garbage. So yes, that we're looking forward. I think, and speaking of Mr. Yates and Mr. Cedric Roberts, we have that same vendor that does the unified trash cans. They have the same recyclable ones that we have for the pilot program. So we'll run the numbers and see if we can try and do it in a phased method again, as we did it for the unified trash.
Okay, and one final question for Director Yates. I had some residents express concern that the 96-gallon hand cart is not going to be sufficient, maybe at certain times during the year to contain all of their waste. And they want to know if they go out and purchase a second-hand cart, for their residents, will Waste Collection pick up a second waste? So if I have two hand carts at the street with household waste, will they empty both of them, or is it restricted to the one?
So the current response to that is no. Our carts are designed for that all-in-on Bandit, and the other carts are not always form-fitting to be the same type of can to be able to be picked up. There are some items coming before the PIC committee next that I've been working with Attorney Bernard on to bring before you for code changes in addition to that request there. Our carts are cost roughly around $120 to make and distribute to the citizen. So that's one of the items that'll come before us, before this council next, is to say if people want to add a cart, do we want to have a fee service associated with it and things of that nature, and this body can vote on that.
So the system that we want to move towards, if people want a second cart, we'll create a mechanism for them to do that, to get the standardized, same branding, quality standards, all of that, manufacturing standards. Okay, all right, got it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Councilor Clark?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Madam President. To Councilor O'Quinn's question and comment, I do think that, that through that same provision would be like replacement if people damaged or destroyed. It provide a mechanism for replacement or an additional cart, right?
Yes, ma'am. If we damage a cart, it would be our responsibility
our cost.
To replace it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But if citizens damaged or somehow lost the cart,
that's
they
correct.
This would provide a way for them to purchase a replacement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there a time after which, and I know we're not really talking about the carts, we're talking about the software, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but is there a lifespan that we anticipate for these carts, sometime in the future at which we would be replacing them at our cost? Have we forecasted or thought about that?
So the carts that we have purchased do have a warranty on the carts. I'll have to go back because I don't have it right in front of me, but we do have a description of that warranty. I can't recall off the top of my head whether it's 5 or 10 years.
Okay.
If we were to damage the cart, then we certainly will replace it. And if we get to a point where we do wear out the carts, which I think the expected life expectancy of that is pretty long. It's very, very lengthy. But that's something that I'll have to review the contract and provide you. I know we have a warranty. I can't remember off the top of my head how long that warranty is for that cart.
Mm-hmm. And I know last night you got into this a little bit about the Routeware timeline. one of my questions is, like, are we buying the equipment? Like, will we own the equipment, or are we leasing, like, the hardware? Are we leasing that or purchasing it?
I'd have to, Ms. Julie may have the details of that contract, but I believe the contract states that we're purchasing the hardware. I don't think the company wants it back, especially after we've gone a couple of years. Technology changes just about every year. So my understanding, I believe, is that we actually purchase that, have a one-time hardware cost, and then the cost you see on the contract in front of you, the reason it's going down is because we're not paying for that hardware, we're paying for the service at that point.
Okay, the software as a service. And is there a period of time? Is there an application development period, like where, IT has to work to get the app, I guess, developed for our use and then train all your people on it before? Could you just elaborate on that kind of time? Because I know testing and developing the app for us might take some time.
Yes, ma'am. It does take a little bit of time, especially the opt-in, opt-out program takes a little bit of time to get together, to push out. Everything's going to be customized for the city of Birmingham. And it's basically in the contract, the services that they provide are for project management training. We're working hand in hand with Director McClendon in IMS just to make sure that anything we have is going to be supported by all across the board. Also working with Director Roberts as well to make sure that what goes in the trucks are things that he supports as well. So we're going to be working hand in hand with all of our departments to make sure that all of that moves swiftly. But in terms of training, there's training in the contract. There's project management in the contract. It's standard across a lot of municipalities, so a lot of people are familiar with it, but they are customizing it for the city.
And then the change management, just to support your employees as they have to adapt to the new system. Are they excited?
The employees are extremely excited.
Okay.
We had training on the new ASLs, which hit the road Monday. I encourage you, if you haven't seen the trucks, to check them out. Actually, the driver's seat's on the opposite side of the truck. So, but it's very interesting, very neat, the new technology that comes with those trucks. They're all excited about it, and they're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and it's a real opportunity for them to upskill too and be, have more marketable skills, although we don't want them going anywhere.
No, ma'am.
Ever. But
Thank you. Any other questions, Councilor Abbott?
Yeah, I know the mayor wanted me to be quiet today, but I appreciate you emphasizing the educational portion of this, because we have a lot of residents who still think when the recycling truck comes on Wednesday that they really secretly are taking all that to the dump. And I believe they really believe that, because we're coming in the same garbage truck that picked up their garbage, and so they just think that we're being like the city of Montgomery really was doing that, and so, that was a bad thing, and they got caught. So now they have that fabulous facility. But I just want to say that I'm so thankful that you are there, because you are bringing Public Works out of the dark ages, where everything was done manually and not as well as it could have been. And this routeware is going to be a miraculous change. Now, as everybody already knows, I'm a little weird, and I recycle and compost everything. If it gets into my trash can, there's really something wrong with it. And I only have to take trash out about once a month. Because if you compost and you recycle, so, I would love at some point in time for us to even promote composting, because then you don't have garbage that smells. It's a benefit to you. But I also, in the educational part, would really like for us to explain at the time to the citizens what the benefit is of recycling. Because if all that stuff doesn't go to the landfill and fill it up, then they don't have to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars for a new landfill. And when our landfills are full, what are we going to do? There's just so much land in the world. So I think that when people understand what the benefit is to themselves it creates more enthusiasm for doing the right thing. So, but I really appreciate your efforts, and I hope you just stay here until I'm really ancient and I see you on TV and I say I knew him when he was just 12 feet tall and couldn't reach the microphone. So anyway, but thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. I had a couple things. One, I'm really excited to see kind of the movement towards more data-supported tracking of information. I want to say it was 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. We were in a budget hearing. It was before you were here, but they had made a lot of like improvements in that area, but they couldn't point to what worked or why, and it was just kind of the need to track that data. So I'm excited about having that, as well as some other really important real-world benefits that you pick up just on your end. And then the second thing, I think, and maybe I've heard this before, but the rainwater contaminating recycling. Does anybody know like the science behind why that contaminates it, or?
Do we know?
I use a clear trash bag, but that's just because I don't have a recycling bucket. But yeah, I didn't know if anybody, maybe the Joint Chief of Operations.
Basically, they can't compact it. It's
I guess I'll Google it.
We'll Google that.
Thank you.
But I would like to know, because we hear so much about that. So that is a really good question. It's something I really would like to do. Counselor.
Well, I just want to say thank you. I don't know who decided to hire you. I don't know if it was the mayor or Chaz Given, but I'm happy you're on board because, in 2019 when Councilor Woods and I got on board, I started recycling, and then he started the Be Litter Free campaign. And so it's nice to have the Director of Public Works to support us with recycling because we can't do this by ourselves. So I really want to thank you for that and to continue to make recycling free. I think it's very important. But and I think this will increase people who recycle, because I know some of my residents have stopped recycling because they feel like, oh, my recycling has been picked up and may have been just a mistake, so now they can opt in. I do have a question. Can they call in, or will it be an app? Because I know we have elderly constituents who aren't good with technology.
We don't have it fully developed yet. I mean, this is entering in the contract to develop it, so we'll work through all means of communication to make sure that we can get out to everybody.
Okay. And can we do one-on-one classes, or even train us so we can talk at the neighborhood meetings to help people? And also, I know Councilor Tate has really award-winning recycling club at Carver. So I was wondering if we could go that way with the kids and see if we can also establish more recycling clubs even through the education committee. And I think that may be a little bit easier to get the kids, do recycling competitions, get them pumped up, and then, maybe at the beginning of school year, after we've done a year for this, send it to the parents for open house and trying to get it that way. So that was just an idea. So I'm very happy to hear it. We still recycle, and we've gotten our trash bin too. So, and I think this will help out a lot of the problems with people saying their trash being picked up, and to help our workers too as well. So thank you for all that you do, and I look forward to those 2 ordinances we'll have come to PIC soon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to echo the comments that have been said so far. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to have to call you anymore when you don't pick up that recycling in my neighborhood. So we're looking forward to the technology that's going to be available. And I want to echo the call for the education piece, because when Councilor Clark and I served on the school board together, I believe the Birmingham City Schools invested in a program where they had some challenges or competition among schools for recycling, and I think the school that recycled or had the most recycling materials, they got an award. So there's things we can do in conjunction with the schools, because as the mayor said, it starts with the next generation, and this could be something in recycling that we saw with anti-litter. because a lot of that conversation was children talking to parents about, hey, Mom, don't throw that out the window, or Dad, don't litter. And so it's something out of the mouths of babes, they can help us bring that up. I think I heard down on the other end, we would like to get that education piece for people that think they need these 2 garbage cans. We may get Counselor Abbott to give us some type of tutorial on how we can limit that. And we really did have a video one time, I believe that you and Mrs. Mosley from District 7, they actually went and talked about recycling and went to the landfill. And one of my first lessons on the council was when Dr. O'Quinn, you talked about, I think one of the first actions I voted on, we had to pay more money for another landfill.
$7 million.
And so we talked about how if we could get our residents to recycle, it would be a cost savings and also a savings to the environment. So we're just excited. I think we're all excited about this today. How we talking trash? Are we really having a good time?
That was really good.
Gonna do this. Okay. All right.
Just a note while we're talking about trash as well. I don't know if any of you all have noticed there are trash cans off a few of our interstate exits. 3rd Avenue North from 65 entering downtown. I believe one off Arkadelphia, and I'm not sure if it's on Green Springs as well. But they've been helpful from the sense of less litter and trash actually off the exit. And so I think in the best case scenario, we want to explore to see if we can expand that. But it's definitely been helpful off of, I know, at least 2 of those exits.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Well, councilors, we're ready for the vote. Oh, you didn't have anything, Dr. Quinn, did you? Want to say? Go ahead, Dr. Quinn.
Well, I just wanted to take this opportunity to remind folks who've gotten all of these new trash cans, you can't put stuff, a bag of garbage on top of it or beside it or in front of it, or they're only going to pick up the cart, and only if there's not stuff on top of it, beside it, in front of it. And with this software, we're going to have photo evidence if that's the case, and they're going to skip it all together. So if you want your garbage picked up, you got to follow the rules.
Thank you. All right, we'll entertain the vote now. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. Item number 8 passes. Thank you again. Next item.
Item number 9. A resolution confirming the appointment of 2 members to serve as Director 5 and Director 7 of the Land Bank Authority of the City of Birmingham. Said term for Director 5 expiring October the 2nd, 2025, and term of Director 7 expiring August the 19th, 2024. I need the names.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Will you give us those names?
Yes, ma'am. Please forgive me for not knowing the name attached to the number, but they're Lonnie Hannon and Lord Watson, and maybe Earl would like to provide more.
Mr. Hilliard.
Earl Hilliard, that is.
Good morning, Council. So we are these simple reappointments to Land Bank, and seat number 5, Lonnie Hannon III, will be appointed until October 2nd, 2025, and Lord Watson in seat number 7 will be appointed to August 19th, 2024.
Thank you. Those names are before us, councilors, for the appointment of these 2 members, and actually reappointment. Any questions? Did we take a motion?
Motion.
So moved.
All right.
Second. Any questions? All right, councilors, we're ready for the vote.
All right.
All right, thank you very much. We appreciate those reappointments of Lonnie Hannon and Mr. Lord Watson and Dr. Hannon. Thank you very much. Next item.
Should be item 20, which is just receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to the replacement of water heaters at 5 stations 19 and 22.
Thank you. All right, councilors, at this time, we will entertain your comments from each of your districts. And if we could start with you, Councilor Clark, are you ready?
Sure. Thank you. Good Is it still morning? Yes, good morning. This is really short. District 8 announcements. The mayor already mentioned Christmas at Arlington, so I'll just briefly remind everyone that that's Saturday, December 3rd from 10 to 2:30. And it's like a step back in time. This is, local decorators will adorn each room of the historic house. So it'll be lots of fun. Make sure you check that out. Also, Carolyn Chin, who owns a business called Wild Things, will help you ring in the holiday season with wreath making. She will be leading a workshop at the Birmingham Botanical Gardens, and all materials for making the wreaths are provided. And it's hosted by the Friends of Birmingham Botanical Gardens Junior Board, and it'll take place Tuesday, December 6th from 5:30 to 7 in the evening, and the price for members is $50, and for non-members, it's $60. And if you're interested, you may register for this workshop at bbgardens.org/wreath. Also note that the Children's Aid Society of Alabama is starting another cohort of their parenting course on December 5th. This course its nickname is EPIC, but it's the Effective Parenting Instruction Course program, and it provides free parenting classes utilizing the Systematic Training for Effective Parenting, or STEP, curriculum to Jefferson and Shelby County parents with children between the ages of 0 to 18. So if you think your children are too old for you to take parenting classes, it's parents with children up to 18 years old. The classes are for 6 weeks. It meets weekly with an option for morning, afternoon, or evening classes. They're held at the Jefferson County Family Resource Center and the CAS Center for Youth and Families in Birmingham, or as requested at other locations. They're also available in English and Spanish, and you get a certificate upon completion. If you'd like more information about this, you can go to www.childrensaid.org and /epic. Please come out and join the 5 Points West community for our annual tree lighting and Christmas parade, or let me just say holiday parade, on December 10th at the Birmingham Crossplex. Everything kicks off at 10:30 a.m. at the marquee sign at the corner of Avenue W and Bessemer Road. Also, the District 8 walking group is back this Thursday. Join us this and every Thursday morning, almost every Thursday. We didn't walk on Thanksgiving Day, but we meet just maybe 5 minutes before 8 so that we can have an 8 o'clock sharp start for a 1.5 mile loop around the Crossplex. All paces are welcome, and there's no registration, just show up. And if you're feeling like your business needs an annual checkup, this is your chance. Create Birmingham is hosting a vision planning workshop on December 8th at noon to inspire you to put your best foot forward with your business in 2023. This interactive workshop is an opportunity to establish goals and corresponding tasks and assess current needs for your growing venture. Whether you are an artist, a nonprofit, or a small business owner, you'll identify a destination and determine tasks and milestones that will help you stay on track. This workshop will take place in Birmingham at Create Birmingham's offices located in the historic Pythian Temple building. That's at 310 18th Street North, and they're going to serve pizza, so you could just go to eat. For more information, you can reach out to Create Birmingham at www.createbirmingham.org. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Moore?
Yes, so the next BCS, or Birmingham City Schools Under the Lights courtside basketball game is tonight. The Woodlawn Colonels will be hosting the Minor Tigers. The girls basketball team will play at 6 p.m. and the boys will follow shortly after. We've already heard information about the annual All-City Christmas Festival, but the superintendent, Dr. Mark Sullivan, invites you to the Pathway. We haven't, I'm sorry. So the 83rd annual All-City Christmas Festival will take place this Thursday, December the 1st, and the theme is a festive celebration. This free event will begin at 7 p.m. and it will be at the Boutwell Auditorium. Superintendent Dr. Mark Sullivan invites you to the Pathways for the Future community conversation. This event is Monday, December the 5th, 2022 at the Birmingham Museum of Art, starting at 6 p.m. To reserve your spot, please go to Eventbrite to tap in Birmingham City Schools in the search bar. The Crocheting with Queens will be held at the Brownsville Community Center this Thursday from 12 to 1. All neighbors are welcome to join the queens of the community. Of course, we have a couple of neighborhood association meetings that will be taking place. Collegeville will be meeting at Antioch Baptist Church at 6 p.m. Maple Grove will be meeting by conference call at 6, and Bremen Heights will be meeting at the Brownsville Heights Community Center at 6 p.m. All of those meetings will take place on Monday. And let me see, that is it. The final announcement that I have, and a very amazing thing happened 4 years ago. I was able to have my first daughter, Nuri Sade Moore, and so want to send a special happy birthday to my little baby.
Sweet. Thank you, Counselor. Counselor Abbott.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam President. The next Planning and Zoning meeting will be held on Wednesday, December 14th at 3:30 p.m. We have 2 openings right now on the Birmingham Planning Commission, and so if people are interested, they can send their resume to valerie.abbott@birminghamal.gov. The deadline for submission will be December 16th at 5 p.m. for both openings. This is the second announcement. We will continue to announce it until we get a plethora of applicants. You do have to be 18 years old and live within the city limits of Birmingham. Our next neighborhood association meeting is this coming Monday, December 5th at 6:30, which is the Glen Iris neighborhood meeting. They meet in person at St. Elias Maronite Catholic Church, but they also have a Zoom component. They're running hybrid meetings so that people who can't get out or don't want to get out can still participate in the meetings. And just so you'll know, wet paper should be thrown in the garbage because its fibers shorten when they get wet, and it makes it less valuable. Plus, it's at risk for contamination such as mold and mildew and other things we don't want to talk about. Most paper is made from trees, which is cellulose, and these fibers are reinforced and fused by strong hydrogen bonds, not bombs, but bonds. When paper gets wet, those bonds are damaged, the fibers separate more easily, the paper becomes weak, and it tears up. So don't wet your paper before you recycle it. Keep it dry. Put an old campaign sign on top of your... They fit perfectly, Mr. Mayor. Old campaign signs will keep your recycling dry. So just find an old person who's run for office who retains their signs forever. And if anyone needs any, I have a basement full because I have collected all of my signs back after I litter the city with them. And I have lots of signs that you can have to cover your bin with. So just give me a call.
Thank you, Mrs. Abbott. And now we know, so we won't ask that question. But thank you. We really need that information.
Well, I have to thank Dr. Lee because he's always on top of all the questions that get asked.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Lee. Dr. O'Quinn.
Thank you, Madam President. The Transportation Committee will meet on Monday, December 12th at 2 p.m. in the council chambers. Items can be submitted to the agenda by contacting Kimberly Phillips at kimberly.phillips@birminghamal.gov. Also, want to let you guys know that ULI, our Urban Land Institute, the Alabama chapter, is having a panel this afternoon on transit-oriented development. I'm going to be one of the invited guests on the panel, but definitely folks who are in our urban planning, real estate development, anybody who's in that line of business, should kind of look into this. You can go to the ULI Alabama website and look at their events page. But the event is from 3:30 to 5:30 this afternoon at the BRT East Transit Center, and the cost of admission is $20. Other things happening in District 5 in the upcoming week. The City of Birmingham will celebrate World AIDS Day Thursday, December 1st, with activities in front of City Hall starting at 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. City Walk is having a tree lighting ceremony also on Thursday at 6 p.m. at the City Walk Plaza block near the amphitheater on 21st Street North and 9th Avenue North. The annual Sloss Furnace Holiday Market and Holiday Pour will take place this Saturday, December 3rd, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Fountain Heights will have a tree lighting also that will take place on Tuesday, December 6th, starting at 5 p.m. at the Fountain Heights Rec Center. Alabama Theater is having their 2022 holiday movie film series starting on Friday, December 9th, and it runs through December 22nd. So every day they're having a different holiday movie. Tickets are $10 and can be purchased online at Ticketmaster. And finally, the Shuttlesworth documentary movie will premiere Thursday, December 15th at the Carver Theater at 7 p.m. To reserve your seat, please email djohnson@aptv.org. The movie will make its broadcast TV premiere on Thursday, December 20th at 7 p.m. on Alabama Public Television. So this is a documentary film that was made locally, supported by Alabama Public Television. There's going to be a special premiere at the Carver Theater on December 15th. You must reserve a seat, and in order to do that, email djohnson@aptv.org. Thank you. That concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Councilor Woods.
Thank you, Madam President.
Yes,
Real
sir.
quick, want to thank Pastor Matthews as well as Pastor Taylor of Calvary Resurrection Christian Church and Rebirth Church over in District 1. Last week during the Thanksgiving holidays, we were able to really bless about right around 750 families combined between both of their events. We were able to partner with them, and having community partners in that area that are always actively helping the community makes it really easy to plug in and really amplify what all of us can do as far as impacting the community. So I wanted to thank both of those churches and pastors. A couple announcements. The Spring Lake Neighborhood Association will meet this Thursday, December 1st at 6:30 p.m. at Huffman High School. Echo Highlands Neighborhood Association will meet this Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Via Zoom. And then also Ethan, you've probably seen him here a couple times over the years, but he's having his blessing packing party on Friday, December 2nd at Don Hawkins Rec Center at 6:30 p.m. Ethan's been pretty much like one of the examples that we have in our community of what we want young people to really do and strive towards. Really does everything his parents asked for inside the classroom and extracurricular. But he was recently featured about 2 weeks ago. ABC in the Wonderful World of Disney basically came in, followed him around with their cameras, flew him and his whole family to Disney World, and really just celebrated him for all of his efforts. And if you're not familiar, it's Ethan's Heart is a organization he started to really help homeless people and make sure they have food and different things when it's cold, as well as to really get through those colder months. So I really appreciate the work he's done to just kind of make a difference in something that he's seen, and so we're excited to get out and support him. And so if you're available, come out to Don Hawkins Rec Center 6:30 on Friday, and it's pretty cool. There's a big assembly line, and you just pack bags, and he packs up. He's got a trailer, and every year he upgrades. So I'm excited to see what the latest and greatest will be. But definitely proud of Ethan. And if you remember back, Counselor Moore with the Education Committee put his producer hat on, and we went over and dropped the track with myself and Counselor Quinn, and Ethan was actually. I don't know if I want to give away his alias, but he actually made the beat that we rapped on, because he goes to the downtown library, and they have computers and things there where there's actually a studio there, and so he made the beats that we rapped on. So I want to make sure we give you your credit, young fella. All right, thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Councilor Tate.
Thank you, Madam President. Wylam neighborhood will have their annual Christmas gathering on Monday, December the 5th at 6 p.m. at the Wylam Library located at 4300 7th Avenue, Wylam. Myself and Councilor Sheila Tyson will host a holiday giveaway on Saturday, September the 17th, and that starts at 9 o'clock. Huh? I'm sorry, December. Thank you, Councilor Clark. Not September. We don't want to bag up. But that's December the 17th, and that will start at, the holiday giveaway will be from 9 to 11, and then immediately after that, we will host our second Christmas brunch from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Tuxedo Ballroom located at 2001 Avenue D in Ansley, and it's for the neighborhood officers, and all are welcome, like we did that last year, so we're going to have that good food again. It's December the 17th, so y'all come on out and join us for the D9 Christmas brunch and holiday giveaway. Also, I do want to lift up the third annual free Christmas clothing giveaway, and that's put on by the Sliders Ministry and the Jefferson County judges and Mrs. Lloyd's Germany. They're doing their third annual Christmas clothing giveaway. So if you got any lightly, gently used clothes, that will be happening Saturday, December the 3rd from 9 to 2, and that's going to be at the Fountain Heights Rec Center. So it's all the judges, Judge Stevens, Chappelle, Cook, Davis, Fortune, Judge Ross, so all of the judges. So if you got some clothes, take them by and bless, some people with some clothing items. I also want to make an announcement about the Drury Hills. Drury Hills is having their first annual Christmas parade and lighting ceremony, and they are honoring Grand Marshal Johnny Wright, and that's going to be Friday, December the 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. and the lineup starts at 5 o'clock on F.L. Shuttleworth Drive in 17th Avenue. And the parade, 5:30 to 6 p.m. the parade starts, and the parade ends at Arthur Shores Park. Immediately after that, 6:45, they're going to be doing official tree lighting. The next public safety meeting will be today at 1 p.m. Then the next public safety meeting will be held Tuesday, December the 13th at 1 p.m. You can submit your agenda items to Brandon McCray no later than Thursday, December the 8th at 1 p.m. And that's all my announcements, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor Tate. Councilor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. The next PIC meeting will meet on Tuesday, December 6th at 2 p.m. here in the council chambers. Submissions are due tomorrow by noon. The next Budget and Finance meeting is December 12th. Submissions are due Wednesday, December 7th. The Woodland Park Neighborhood Association will have their holiday party today from 4 to 8 at the Arlington House. As mentioned by Mayor Woodfin already, Ramsey High School football team is advancing to the state championship this Thursday, so we will keep them in our prayers. And also this Saturday, mentioned by Council Clark and Mayor Woodfin, there will be Christmas at the Arlington House from 10 to 2:30. I'm sure my mom is listening, but I want to say happy 42nd anniversary to my parents. Thank you.
Sweet, very nice. Thank you very much. Happy anniversary to them. These are the announcements for District 7. There is a bulk trash pickup is scheduled for the Powderly neighborhood on Wednesday, November 30th. On Friday, December 2nd, the Jones Valley Neighborhood Association will host their Christmas party at the Powderly Library. That will start at 3 p.m. I just want to make everyone aware that the Southwest Holiday Festival will be held Saturday, December 17th, and I'll be sponsoring along with Community Try First, Birmingham, Project Hopewell, the Southwest Alliance Association, and so we ask all residents to come out. We will have a parade at 1 p.m. that will line up right next to Hopewell Baptist Church. We're featuring the Winona High School Marching Band, and then at 3 p.m. there will be a toy drive and food giveaway. So that's Saturday, December 17th, Hopewell Baptist Church in Hillman Station. That's right there on Jefferson Avenue. We want to thank our officers who are on duty today: Cedric Pinkert, Gregory Thompson, and Corey Gauthier. Thank you very much. We appreciate the service that you provide to us. Councilors, at this time, we have any other announcements? Yes, Councilor Clark.
Thank you. Just forgot. I'd like to express condolences to the family of Gus Pappas, who was the owner of Norton's Florist, who recently passed away, and he'll be funeralized today. But he was a lovely person, and we all love Norton's Florist, so really feeling the loss. So
thank you. Condolences to that family, definitely. Thank you very much. At this time, councilors, with no other old or new business, we'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, councilors.
I have not only as a counselor, but also as a volunteer for my mom. So I've been doing this for years and years, and really just be able to help people right now in hard times. Inflation, grocery prices are going up, and this is the least we can do. That the most you need to worry about is playing cards and cooking your food. So yeah, so you get a fresh produce box and a dry canned good box. So you got sweet potatoes, cabbage, zucchini, squash.
What you saying? You said this was in there?
Yeah, there's some more stuff in there. Yeah. You asked me a picture of what you cooked.
I am here with Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Alpha Phi Chapter. We are here supporting Councilor Smitherman in her effort to distribute holiday Thanksgiving baskets for the needy families in her district.
We have turkey, really heavy. We have a produce box, a dry canned food box here, giving out 300 turkeys and food boxes just 3 days before Thanksgiving. We have a little card, so thank you. Shout out to our sponsors. My dad, the state senator of this area, Roger Smitherman, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, the Community Food Bank, that's where the boxes came from, and Christian Service Mission, which is where the turkeys came from.
One of our cardinal principles is uplift, and this is a way for us to uplift the community, especially in times like these where prices are high, there's shortages of food out, and this is just an opportunity for us to make sure that some families have a well-deserved Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is blessed. This is a season of thanks, and I'm so grateful for you all for continuing to represent you for the last 4 years and the next 3 years.
So right now we are here at Bethel Baptist Church over in the Collegeville neighborhood, about to engage in some chili, all right? And I gotta tell you, it couldn't be a better day to eat some chili because it is super cold outside. So each of the members that are participating, like I said, are members here at the church. They've created their own special recipes, and so everybody's gonna have an opportunity to taste it.
Oxtail soup. So what you got in there? Oxtails and vegetables and mixtures. All right. Seasoning. Secret sauce.
I'm excited because I'm hungry.
Italian sausage, ground beef, pepperoni, a blend of Italian cheese, and a lot of marinara sauce.
As you can see behind me, like, it's some good food. The church is teeming with energy. Outside, we have a lot of different activities. Of course, you know, they got karaoke, so, you know, gospel karaoke. So I've beat several people out there in checkers and Connect Four and Jenga and all kinds of stuff. So still reigning champ. Shout out to me. But yeah, it's a lot of different activities for the community to come and engage in, and have a good time, and just connect with the church. And so it's been a beautiful experience, just being able to be out here in Bethel Baptist Church.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.